On February 11, 1990, James "Buster" Douglas knocked out Mike Tyson in the 10th round. For Iron Mike, that defeat was the first in his career. We will talk about the state in which the great boxer approached the fight, which turned out to be a disaster for him. Then Mike Tyson departed after a difficult divorce from his wife, exercised little and led a dissolute lifestyle. When he arrived in Tokyo, he was 14 kilograms overweight. There was a month left before the fight. Promoter Don King promised Tyson a bonus if he lost weight. It worked. Mike began to eat only soup and showed 100 kilograms at the weigh-in. Regularly had sex with Japanese maids. "I fucked all the maids. I had sex with all the maids," Tyson said in an interview with TV presenter Jimmy Kimmel in 2015. In his autobiography Undisputed Truth, Tyson spoke in detail about his sexual adventures. "The maids were my main course. It's funny because when you go to Japan you think the women there are shy and introverted. But once they're behind closed doors, boom. And it happens. People asked if Japanese women gave me sexual advice, but I didn't have time to learn anything. It wasn't a sex education course, it was just a guy who wanted sex. I didn't even have to pay them for it. But I gave them generous tips, because I had a lot of money, like Monopoly banknotes. They seemed to be grateful because they kept coming back and bringing their girlfriends. My friend would like to meet you, Mr. Tyson, sir. She would like to accompany us, sir. I also met a young Japanese woman with whom I had sex on a previous visit to Japan. Then my wife went shopping, and I went downstairs and went to another part of the hotel, where this Japanese woman had a room. She was only 17 and her father was very rich. This time I made her do the same thing as before. The night before the fight, the boxer slept with 2 maids at once." In 2003, Fox Sports released a film about Tyson, in which he described his trip to Japan in 1990 as follows: "I fucked Japanese girls like I was eating grapes. You thought I was Caesar, and I portrayed Caligula in Japan." Did not consider Douglas as an opponent. Mike did not watch a single fight of Buster and practically did not train. He was sure that he would easily defeat Douglas. Before that, Buster lost to Jesse Ferguson and Tony Tucker. Tyson defeated both. Both he and Don King believed that Douglas was just a warm-up before a really big fight against Evander Holyfield, which was planned for June 1990 in Las Vegas. Bets on Douglas were accepted at the rate of 42-1. Never in history has a boxer won that the bookmakers did not believe in so much. Buster received $1.3 million for the fight, Tyson $6 million. It was Douglas who became Holyfield's next opponent. He lost, but earned $24 million for the fight. 10 days before the fight, he fell into a knockdown in an open training session. Tyson's promoter, Don King, staged an exhibition fight between Iron Mike and his sparring partner Greg Page. Tickets were sold for $60. Tyson thought admission was free. The sparring was supposed to last 2 rounds, but already in the first, Mike missed a right hook and was knocked down. He first fell with a crowd of people. After that, Tyson's seconds stopped the fight. The footage of Iron Mike's fall went around the world. "I don't understand how it happened," Page said after the sparring. Was in a psychological hole after a divorce. On February 9, 1988, Tyson married actress Robin Givens. Mike has had hundreds of girlfriends, he even dated Naomi Campbell for a while, but Robin is the first one he's had a really serious relationship with. He truly fell in love. However, Tyson cheated on her. It was not possible to hide the betrayal. Somehow Givens found traces of lipstick on his pants, after which she rushed into the fray. They fought constantly, and got married, among other things, because Robin became pregnant. Fuel was added to the fire by the girl's mother, Ruth Roper, who persistently climbed into the boxer's finances. For example, shortly after the wedding, she bought a house for $4.5 million, of course, at the expense of Iron Mike's fees. In May 1988, Givens had a miscarriage, and in June she stated that Tyson was beating her. Started a difficult divorce process. Robin told more and more scary stories about Mike, for example, how she ran away from him in pajamas in Moscow, where they went to open a golf club. There was no evidence that this actually happened. In September 1988, Tyson and Givens came to the TV show, where she mixed him with dirt, and he humbly kept quiet. As Mike recalled, despite the terrible relationship, he periodically came to Givens' house for sex. Once he caught her with aspiring actor Brad Pitt. The couple divorced on Valentine's Day, February 14, 1989. There was no marriage contract between them, the court sided with the girl, and the boxer had to transfer $10 million to his ex-wife. Robin and her mother got what they wanted. In his autobiography, Tyson wrote that, although he got rid of Givens, he lost heart because he could not come to terms with the betrayal. She and her mother were ready for absolutely everything for the sake of money, the boxer lamented. Depression and numerous scandals that he got into while arguing with Robin, and there were very many of them, could not but affect Mike's training process. And if he knocked out Frank Bruno and Carl Williams, then he didn't manage to defeat Douglas on the old luggage, and it all ended in disaster.